What's going on, guys? So today we're going to talk about a little green lizard, very long tail. They have a row of spikes down their back, and they're not really known very well. There's not a lot of information about them out there. Of course, I'm talking about the water dragon, Chinese water dragon. These guys, got two of them here. This is little Cornelius, just a little baby guy, and this is Mr. Chi. He's pretty much full grown. He might grow just a hair bit more. Probably not though. I think he's pretty much done growing. They're easily mistaken for iguanas. Very easily mistaken for iguanas. Because they have, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but they have a super long tail. It takes up 2/3 of their body. Their colors are pretty much the same, as you can tell by his back foot back here. He has that big middle toe just like the rest of them. Even this guy has the big middle toe. They have the spikes down their back just like iguanas do. That comb. This guy came from a home that really wasn't the best for him. That's why all these spikes right here look like they've been ripped off or something. They just weren't taking good care of him, as you can tell right there. Those were all destroyed in that little groove right there. Just wasn't the best home for him. But he's in a good home now. He's putting weight back on and he's doing really good. These guys come from, it's going to be Southern Asia, like Thailand, Vietnam, places like that. And honestly, there's not a whole lot known about these. Like, we've done our study, we know how to breed them. They've been in the pet trade for close to, I think we're right around 20 years or so. They've been in the pet trade, but we still haven't done any like real excessive studies. We do know some pretty cool things about them, like they will use water to avoid predators. They use the water for cover. They also eat and sleep in the water. They defecate in the water. They just really enjoy water. Their care is a lot like a bearded dragon's. They will eat vegetables. They will eat most things that a bearded dragon will, like insects and stuff like that. They also will eat pinkies too. They're completely capable of eating pinkies. Their tails, I don't know if you can tell, his tail's shaped almost like an alligator's, where it's like a triangular shape. It's flat on the bottom and then it comes up to like a triangle at the top. And what that does is they use it for swimming. And I'll throw a video in here real quick so you guys can see what it looks like. The main difference between these guys and bearded dragons is you do need high temperatures as far as like a basking spot and stuff like that. You need it around 95, if not higher. But the main difference is that you want them to have a higher humidity, a lot higher of a humidity. These guys are going to have humidity 75 to 80, if not 85. These guys like it extremely humid. Bigger enclosures because they are arboreal. They do like to climb. They will spend a lot of their time climbing. They also, let me see if I can rearrange these. They also do, these guys will like to, if you have like a pond in the bottom of their enclosure and you have fish in there, they will jump out of trees to try and get the fish. One thing that we learned really quick right off the bat with these guys is if they're sleeping in the water, long as their nose is above water, they're completely fine. It's completely normal for them to swim or to sleep in their water. So if you see your water dragon sleeping in the water, I wouldn't freak out about it unless their nose is underneath it. Because they will use the water to thermoregulate so that they can stay warmer or cooler. If the water is warmer than what the temperature outside is, or what the air temperature that they're feeling is, they will usually use the water to stay a little bit warmer, and they'll sleep in it and stuff just to internally keep that warmth going just a little bit longer, help digest food, all that fun stuff. They do need a large area to swim. They do spend a lot of time in water, so they do need a large pool basically to swim. Another thing about them, like most lizards, their eyesight isn't like 1000%. They don't have the perfect eyesight. So the easiest way to make sure that they can find their water is to have moving water, like a waterfall falling into a container so that they know where that water is. Just something to break the surface. What we do is we use bubblers, the air pumps, and we put the hose in the bottom of their water, and it just blows bubbles in it, and they can see the water moving. Then they know where their water's at. Their water does need cleaned every single day, especially if you have loose substrate. You'll probably be cleaning it 2 to maybe even 3 times a day. They will throw that substrate all over the place. Another pretty common thing about them is a lot of people use sphagnum moss to keep the humidity up. If you see them eating the sphagnum moss, that's pretty normal for them because that's how they will get their hydration without having to drink water. So if they can't find their water because it's not moving or something, like say the bubbler just fell out of the water and they can't find their water, but they know the sphagnum moss is wet, they will go eat sphagnum moss. So and it's not really the best for them, but it's not gonna hurt them if they don't eat a whole lot. Like this little guy right here, Cornelius, he loves eating sphagnum moss. He probably eats more of them than he does crickets. This little guy won't eat crickets. He does not like crickets at all. He actually prefers superworms over everything. We can't even get him to eat vegetables for some reason. So, oh, you gonna run away? But if you ever want to keep one of these guys, they're not that hard to find. Honestly, they're pretty easy to find. I know where we got both of these guys from, they already have another one in there, and we just got Mr. Chi maybe a month ago. We haven't had him very long, but it was a local pet store that we got him from. Sexing them isn't that hard. Usually it's the same as just like all the other reptiles. You want to look for the 2 nodes on the bottom of the tail. There is other things like, let me see if I can get Mr. Chi here. Where are you going, buddy? So there's a couple ways to tell really easily on them. If I can get Mr. Chi to sit still. So I don't know if you guys can see on the camera. It'll have 2 nodes on either side of the tail, which I can feel them with my fingers right here. That's where the hemipenes sit. I don't know if you guys can see that. So Chinese water dragons have these little scales on top of their head, and just one little, well, it's a fairly large scale actually, and it's called their third eye. And basically what it does is it allows them to sense light when it comes in. And a lot of other reptiles are believed to have one of these. It allows them to sense light so that they know when it's proper to go out and bask, or when it's not the right time of day for them to go bask, or what time to wake up and start watching out for predators and stuff like that. It's basically to help them survive better in the wild. Now, males do have a much larger third eye than what females do. However, the females are still noticeable, and sometimes you can use that as a method of proving if it's a female or male, but it's not the easiest to go off of. The hemipene pockets on the bottom of their tail back here are probably the safest route to go if you want to find out if you have a male or a female. These guys, like I said earlier, these guys do like really high humidity. So what we do with ours, I don't know, you can't really see his back there. Cornelius' tank's right behind me that we have him in. The little baby water dragon. We have Eco Earth, Zoo Med Eco Earth in the bottom of that, because it holds humidity, it holds water very, very well. So we'll just soak it down once or twice a day, depending on how warm it gets in here. Which right now it's pretty warm, so we should probably soak it down. But and that'll help keep the humidity up so that they can stay happy. If the humidity drops too much, as long as they have a good tub of water in there and you don't notice the humidity has dropped too much, they will go and just lay in their water and just absorb the water that way. That way they can get the humidity that they prefer. But with that being said, guys, I think that's all that I got for now about water dragons. If you guys want to know more about these guys and there's something that you guys know that I didn't cover, feel free to comment down below and we'll revisit this topic again sometime in the future. Which I'm completely okay with any of the topics we talk about. If you guys want to talk about anything in particular, just drop a comment, let us know. I want to give a shout out to Ryu the Water Dragon on Instagram. The video of the water dragon swimming is actually from him. He gave me permission to take the video. Thank you so much for that. It's an awesome video. And because we don't have any good videos of our water dragons swimming, but it's really awesome to see how they use that tail to their advantage, in my opinion. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you like what we're doing here, you can support us by subscribing, hitting the notification bell. We don't have a set schedule for when we upload YouTube videos. We got such a busy life going on here that it's hard to find time to slow down long enough to record a video. I'm trying to do one once a week. Usually it's towards the end of the week. I think last week's went up on Friday. This one's probably going to go up on a Saturday, which is going to be today for me, of course. But I'm going to try and get it to where all of our videos are going to be going up on a Friday, which would help me tremendously. But schedules just aren't a thing around here. Unless it's a feeding schedule, it's just not a thing. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to head over to Instagram and follow Ryu the Water Dragon. He's uploading a lot of pictures all the time of his beautiful water dragons that he's got. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later.